Hey everybody, Kelly here. Rise Up Yoga in the Country Village Ishpeming, coming to you once again from my kitchen. And we are super excited to have some special guests joining us tonight. As promised, we are going to talk a little bit about the special event that we have planned for Sunday, January 8th at 6 p.m. And that's a special class time for us. We usually have our 6:30 p.m. class on Sunday, but we're pushing it back a half hour for this extraordinary event. We are thrilled to have Gabby here from Therapy Milk and our very own instructor, Taylor Wilbur. We're going to talk a little bit about the event. I'd like to start with Gabby. Hello, thanks for joining.
Hi, thank you for having me. My name is Gabrielle Revord. I started Therapy Milk. Therapy Milk is a lifestyle brand and community that has the entire intention of sparking conversations about mental health and therapy. It's my goal with Therapy Milk to be a vehicle in having these necessary conversations to then help break the stigma that is associated with mental health and seeking therapy. So I started my own personal journey of going to therapy almost 2 years ago now. And through that process, I was working on inner healing and really getting to know myself. And I had a hard time communicating that with other people in my life. And Therapy Milk kind of created this business that I was able to communicate the journey that I was going on. And then also it resonated with a large group of people that we now have built a community around inner healing and seeking therapy and prioritizing our mental health.
That's
So we do,
fantastic. So
thank you.
good.
So we established Therapy Milk in 2021. And since then, we've done a few things. I say we, it's me, but I've done a few things through Therapy Milk to spark conversations about mental health and therapy. So we occasionally have people come on, like mental health professionals, and talk about different educational topics regarding mental health, which is great. I share my own personal experience in therapy and in the process of inner healing with the community, and kind of give prompts to other people that I experienced through therapy, and then they resonate with it or can respond, kind of just active social media. And then I've created some products that can help others spark conversations about mental health and therapy, which is something that I started for myself, but actually really resonated with a large group of people. Things like stickers that you can put on a laptop to spark a conversation, or clothing that can give a positive affirmation to others. And that's kind of what the brand is. And now, of course, we're expanding into giving back to the Therapy Milk community by having different community events where we can introduce different healing spaces to the community that they might have not been prompted to go to on their own. This is kind of a safe way for them to feel like they can go to an event and know that the people around them are on the same path or similar path.
Fantastic. So you are going around and kind of introducing these healing spaces to your followers, and really kind of joining communities with, or joining as one big community with other people that are kind of like-minded, is what it kind of sounds like. You know, yoga is very healing. I'm not sure if you practice or not, but it sounds very similar. You're kind of going through a lot of the same, like, self-discovery and finding your inner peace, and yoga does do that for us. And no one knows that better than myself and Taylor. We did our yoga teacher training together and have been teaching yoga since, with the purpose of doing exactly the same thing, like allowing people to have a safe space to express themselves. Taylor, you're going to be leading us on the 8th at the Rise Up Yoga Studio in Ishpeming. And I wanted to kind of, touch base with you. When we speak of doing these types of get-togethers, these types of events, a lot of people can have a little bit of trepidation coming into them. So what would you say to someone who might be a little bit nervous about coming to the event? What should they expect?
It's going to be a super welcoming community, an event. So what to expect is Abby did a wonderful job creating a intention worksheet for everybody. So everyone will get their own worksheet and they can work independently on their own. And then we will have a yoga flow. And at the end, of the time of our yoga flow, we'll have this a community time, so friends can share, they can share their intention with other people, collaborate, and get to know other people in the Therapy Milk community and the Rise Up community.
So great. And it sounds like we're going to do some, we're going to have some hot tea and cocoa, cider available for people if they want to have a warm drink after the practice. And it's going to be a candlelight yoga flow, which is always just so soothing and welcoming. And on a Sunday evening, it's a really beautiful way to end the week and an amazing way to start the week, depending on how you look at it. Maybe it's both for you. And so one of the things that has come up for me and people have talked to me about, and either one of you can jump in here, is, you know, as we speak of intentions for 2023, what are your recommendations for choosing an intention? So as people start to think about what they might be bringing with them into the class and into the event, what are some good tips about how to select a good intention? Because I know a lot of people don't like to say resolution anymore because it's the, you know, the assumption that it's something that you have to stop for a bad reason. But an intention is a little bit more positive. And how do we go about choosing a good intention? And either of you could jump in here.
Well, I can tell you I am between two kind of words that I'm thinking about what I really want to harness in my next year. So I see as an intention as a word that I choose that I can follow through and come back to throughout the year to kind of live my life with that word in mind. So the two words I'm currently between as to what I really want to focus on, they'll both probably be parts of it, but consistency is one of my words. I really want to show up for myself in a consistent manner in my mental health or in my many different ways through different practices of self-care, different parts of my journey, just really staying a little bit more consistent for myself. And another thing that I am thinking about is presence. So I'd really like to prioritize staying as present as I can, and just remembering that as my word throughout the year, so that if I'm feeling like I'm maybe a little future focused or maybe going back to the past as I'm working through things in therapy or just going about my life, I take myself back into that present moment and remember that that's my intention for the year, and I will try to live that way because I set that intention.
That's beautiful. I know we speak about choosing a word as well. And for all of those of you who are listening, it can be a word. We're going to be doing some work on choosing your word for 2023, in addition to the Therapy Milk event that we're having. It's something we talk about usually the month of January in the studio, is kind of choosing your word and, you know, maybe putting it in a card and having it, you know, on your dashboard or having it on your vanity or wherever. So you kind of can come back to that. But it's also a nice reminder too, for everybody that, you know, intentions don't just have to be a word. They can be a goal that you set for yourself or something that you're working towards. And that's really great. And maybe your goal is to help yourself settle the negative stigma that is attached to doing things like therapy or going to yoga or doing that self-exploration and being okay with saying, like, I love myself and I'm happy with who I am. So we're excited to be able to bring that not just to the Rise community, but to the Therapy Milk community. Taylor, you've been kind of in and out, but do you have anything you'd like to share with our viewing audience this evening?
I would, yeah. Sorry about that. Thank you. I think I'm having some internet issues on my end, but think of setting intention of like mindfully choosing something that inspires you, and aligning with values and morals that you want to share with the world. Whether that is living with joy, playfulness, patience, presence. You know, Gabby had talked about consistency, and then finding ways to gain that in your daily life with small accesses, whether that's journaling daily about it or just sitting down and having a mindful meal with your partner, things like that. So it's just having small accesses daily to create that bigger yearly intention.
Beautiful. I love it.
I love that.
So we are going to be meeting on Sunday. That is the 8th at 6 p.m. at Rise Up Yoga. We are located in the Country Village in Ishpeming, right behind Flagstar Bank. The address is 1000 Country Lane. We're in Suite 600. You can't miss us. Look for the big purple neon sign that's blinking open. And we're super excited. Gabby, thank you so much for your time and for collaborating with us. Taylor, thank you for joining us. We're kind of spread all over here, all over the state or all over the United States, kind of joining in on our Zoom today. But thank you everybody for tuning in. We hope to see you at the event. You do not have to be a Rise Up Yoga member to attend. It is a $10 drop-in fee, which is our drop-in fee at Rise Up Yoga if you'd like to come to a class. But then our current members can just do a donation if they'd like to do that. But we're looking forward to having this collaboration take place and continuing to break down the stigma that is attached to mental health and to increase the amount of people doing yoga because it works. So thank you so much, Gabby. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you for everyone who has tuned in. Keep rising up, everybody. Be kind